Hi, welcome back to Custom Tom. Today I've got problems with the headlights and side lights. There's many different diagnostic things you can do, check the resistance and all that kind of stuff. But today what I'm going to do is take the tank off, front fairing, seats, and then check all the fuses. That's another thing you can do. Check connections of each plugs into the bulbs and plugs into the lamps themselves, and if they're fine I'll move on to the next one, which will be checking the switch gear for both lights and checking, and if that works I'll check the switch on to the ignition barrel. And if that's fine, it's got to be the wiring somewhere. But as you're going through it, you could check the resistance between one end of the wire to the other end. And if there's low resistance, which will tell you in the manual, then you've obviously got a break somewhere. So you could skip all of these diagnostic things, taking the switch gear off and the ignition barrel off, which can be a pain in the arse. But I'll try to show everything I can. But I've really got to crack on with this and get it sorted. So my apologies if there isn't enough content in this video. I've just got to crack on with it. It's not a how-to, it's just an interesting video, hopefully. As you can see, they're working, but sometimes they don't work. I've had the switch gear apart. I'm going to take it apart again anyway, because I've got to get it off. I'm going to take the loom out. I can't remember if I have to take the dash out and unplug it from behind and then unplug the plugs that, obviously I've got to unplug that, but I'm going to chase the loom back all the way to the switch gear and just take it apart, have a quick check of it. What I have replaced is the earth cable for the brake light switch. That was corroded and falling apart, so I've put one of them on. I will get some proper ones because they're no good. That was just something I had lying around, so they're no good, but it'll do for today until I get some decent connectors. That focus, come on, there we are, there. So I'll take all that apart, see what happens. Turn the lights on first. So I'll see what happens. So they're working now, which is great, but I need to know why sometimes they don't work. I think there must be a broken wire or something in the loom or on the plug ends. I don't know where that goes. I'm going to chase, like I say, I think they're going to the back of the clocks and back down to there. I can't remember, so I'm going to check in the Haynes, chase the wires back. As you can see, as you can see, here is the wiring diagram. Now the headlights are there. So chase the earth back and that goes side stand. And there are all the switches for the there's a switch, ignition switch, headlight switch there. So this is the circuit I'm after. Right, as you can see, got the fair enough, nice and simple. A few bits you have to forget about, like the pipe here, and this one here, that you need to push this on as well. Always keep that on when you put it back together, otherwise you don't get much past 3,500 revs, and that goes to here, which goes into the carbs, and it helps a lot, and it comes onto this part here, a little, I think it's just a splitter, I don't know if there's a filter in there or not, but it's connected to these. If you look in there, you can just see a pipe there, and one, oh it's too dark, yeah, there's a pipe there that goes in. It's something for the ram air, I'm not really sure, but that's what that says. So now I've got the plug off out of the headlamp. They look quite decent, not too bad. It looks like it's been sorted before to the switch, which runs behind the fork, between the frame and fork, and up to there. Focus, there, that one there. So I'll check that anyway. Into the back of there. I'm sure you can change that for a ZX9R without doing any pin changes. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that. And these are the relays. I think that's the headlight relay and that's the high beam relay. Might be the other way around, I'll double check on that. But that should be on this tang here. That there and that tang onto there, like so, and that's that. And then the wires come through this, yeah, as you saw with the throttle cables, they come through here. It looks horrible and messy in there. I'll remove them out of the way. Horrible and messy in there, so I'll give that a nice tidy up. And there's me temporary wire for the headlights, so they worked. I'm just going to replace that now and cut that off and do a proper job, hopefully. He says it comes all the way down here, across the engine here, up here, and back over here for the coils, and I believe it goes back to there, and then all this one here is for the back. And there's a right mess in here. It's like the under tray. I put this, the second hand under tray in here because it didn't have one, and the battery was just floating all about everywhere, and all this stuff was just laid down, so that's where I think all the problems might occur. But I'm going to show this pulled apart, see what's in there. I do have a spare one. I do have a spare ECU. I have a spare battery as well. I've got a spare starter solenoid, a spare fuel pump sort of relay. That's there. That's a fuse box, junction box. And this is where your fuel pump is. And this here is where your indicator relay is, that one there. Now this is an LED one, so it's probably different to one you might have on your bike if you haven't got LED lights on. I didn't put it there, someone else did. So I'm going to crack on. Right, so what I'm doing here is just taking out these connectors. I've changed those two already, the white and brown ones. I've changed those two terminals there, and this is for the ignition switch. I'm just changing all these just to give me peace of mind. I'll just show you how I do one of them. I'll do one at a time just to make sure I don't mix any up. And as you can see, can you see that focus? As you can see, it's a bit manky in there, and that's because all the water gets to it. So all I do is cut it down, take off a tiny bit, make sure it's nice and copper coloured, because if it's black then it's corrosion. Get a new spade. Put it in your terminal crimps. And these are only cheap Chinese ones, but they do the job. Pop her in, make sure it's not protruding with the tab there. And gives you a nice little crimp over there. And I just go over it with the... Oh, that's broke off. Oh well, never mind. It's on, we're in. Make sure you put it in the right way so it don't come out. In the right hole. It's coming out. There we go, like that. And I'm going to do the rest to these two now. The white and red. Grey and red wires, I'm going to do it to them. So we found the problem. There's this one here. This is all these wires were located where it comes down here. This part of the loom under there. And what I've done is I've cut some of the bad wires out and put new ones in, because they look like this basically. This one is, if I remember correctly, is it there? This one goes to the tachometer, stop switch, 3 circuit, which is ignition fuse. So that's to the ignition and down to the igniter unit. And then this one, the black and yellow, which is speedometer, speed sensor, and to the headlight relays. So hopefully that should have sorted that out, but yeah, that one was terrible as well. And the red and blue one up here from TL1 down where this joins here, that had completely fell apart. Can't find that at the moment, but yeah, soldered that up with new wires in. So now all I'm doing is just putting it all back together, putting some new tape on, and then I'm going to put the loom back in and I'll test it. Right then, this is the moment of truth. I'm just watching for that one to work and the headlights to work and the main beam to work for now. There, go through them. Right, ignition on, side lights, perfect. Rear lights work as well. Head beam, sound, perfect. Right, see if it'll crank. Yeah, it'll crank. Perfect. I'm happy with that. Right, I'll show you where these brakes are then. These brakes and all the wires actually come from there, where the handlebars turn, so where it comes through here. So basically, if you do get side light or headlight problems, anything like that, checking there. Might be behind there as well, because sometimes I've got a new one on, but my old one in there was absolutely corroded. Well, that's not too bad now. I'll sort of put it back together, and I'll have to test it again, because now my luck, it'll probably break again.